We're back on Trucker Radio, News and Talk. I'm Stan Campbell. Got Kim Richardson on the line now. He's the head of Transrep, and he's going to talk to us about the big symposium coming up. Hello, Kim. How's it going?
Hey, Stan. It's been a while. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing great. I was impressed by something that you came up with, and I'm assuming you're the guy that came up with it. Unfortunately, I had to look it up in the dictionary. The symposium.
Oh yes.
La-ti-da.
That wasn't my words missing.
Okay.
No. If I'm going to be 100% transparent and honest, this whole recruiting and retention symposium was not my idea. It was an idea that we talked about 3 years ago at an event we were at. One of our industry colleagues said that we should be doing something like this, and it's took 3 years to bring it to fruition because, you work on other things, but we're really excited, Stan.
Well, whoever came up with the symposium, I would ask, what's the difference between a symposium and a conference or a seminar? Well, a seminar maybe is different.
Hey, you know what? You know who it was. It was Jeff Topping from Challenger. Yeah.
I figured as much.
Yeah. Jeff Topping from Challenger come up with he's the one who said we should be doing something like this. And I got permission to say that because I want to give credit where credit's due. And then I also, if it doesn't go as well as we thought, we always got someone to blame, Stan.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, pin the blame on Jeff.
Yeah.
I see carrier centers are involved.
Yeah, aren't they great folks? They're our platinum sponsor, and Carrier's been an international dealer for years with a number of sites across Western Ontario, or from Brantford to Windsor, actually. And they're just great people. They see tremendous value in supporting this event. And there's only one platinum sponsor, and they're it.
Wow. What makes this different than, I know there have been all kinds of hiring events here and there and everywhere. What makes this one different?
Well, Stan, this is 100% educational. So all of the presenters, there's going to be 6 of them that day, are either recruiting, retention, or HR experts. These folks have been in the transportation industry, all of them, in some way or fashion for years. And what we're doing is we're making this 100% educational. And what's happening is we're actually issuing certificates of completion for those people who are there for the full day, and we're listing all the topics. It's going to be really good.
What kind of people are coming to this? You're talking about recruiting people, right?
Well, there's really 3 target markets that we have, and we're getting representation from all of them, from both Canada and the U.S., by the way.
Oh.
We have recruiters, we have human resource people, and we have middle and upper management. And being a national symposium, we have representation from Eastern Canada, Quebec. I'm talking about delegates and registrants, Wisconsin, Washington, D.C., Cleveland, Ohio.
Wow.
It's been pretty impressive, the people that are registering for this thing, and a number of great carriers that are sending their people.
Where is this happening?
It's happening at the IHSA Center for the Safety for Center and Innovation Center on Creekbank Road in Mississauga on April 26th. We're going to have a cocktail party at night, and registrants are going to brush shoulders with the guest speakers and some of the sponsors. And then Saturday we get going real early. Well, I say real early because it is a Saturday, not real early for me and you.
No.
But we get going at 8 o'clock Saturday morning, and it goes to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we got, you remember Mike McCarron.
Yes.
Mike McCarron is going to be opening our event, and he's going to talk about the uncut reality of recruiting and retention. And, Mike, he tells it the way it is.
Oh, yeah.
And then we follow up with Denise Beaupre, she's actually the owner of Auction Transport. And she's going to talk about the limitless potential for recruiting HR people or the limited potential for recruitment and HR professionals, meaning what folks need to hone in on. And then we got a fellow from the U.S. coming in, Scott Rhea. He's the president of Avatar Fleet, and he's going to be, I'm really looking forward to hearing Scott. He's going to talk about the driver shortage being is for your competition, meaning there's things that you can do where you can recruit these drivers. And of course, our friend, you and my friend Alan Loy, is coming in from the U.S.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
I see our old friend Charlie Charalambous is involved in this.
Yeah, we reached out to Charlie and his boss, Mike Thompson, and they're heavily involved in a bunch of services for the trucking industry. And we asked him if he would chair the event, and got permission from his boss to do so. And they're committed to helping out. And Charlie's such a good person and does such a great job at that.
We got people. For example, Todd, and I've forgotten his name, Spencer, with UIDA, who claims claims that there is no driver shortage. So,
well, you know what? He's right. He's right. There's no shortage of drivers. There's a shortage of qualified drivers. How's that? I'm gonna take the high road here and not get into too much of a disagree with that gentleman, but there's a shortage of qualified drivers. But at the end of the day, every company that I talk to, it doesn't matter who it is looking for drivers. And some of these companies are saying we take 50 tomorrow.
What about people like we're talking about Jeff Topping at Challenger, companies like that are so highly regarded. Do they suffer from a driver shortage as well? I guess we'd have to ask him, but. Yeah,
no, I can tell you, we work pretty closely with Challenger and their companies are a preferred partner here at KRTS. And they're a company that could probably use 50 drivers tomorrow.
Wow.
For all their different divisions across Canada.
At the symposium, we're going to find out where are we going to find these drivers? Yeah,
that's part of the rationale. I mean, I always talk about Mark Seymour, his story. His dad at Kriska there when he's a driver, he just went down the pool hall in up in your neck of the woods there now, and he let people know that he had jobs for them. If they didn't want to come to work, he'd tell their wife. So, those days are over. When you take a look at how companies are hiring today and the pool, we got to think out of the box. The same old doesn't work anymore. And there's ways we can recruit the right people.
I always laugh at these hiring events where you've got a row of trucking companies on one side of the hallway and another row on the other side, and all they're doing is playing musical chairs. They're rating each other. That can't go on forever.
It's funny you use that terminology, right? I mean, there was a book actually wrote years ago in our industry called Empty Seats and Musical Chairs.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I think that issue continues. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not so much about the recruitment as it is about retention.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
If your turnover is 100% or 80% or 70%, I don't think it's a recruiting problem. It's a retention problem. So once you get these people in the door, how do you keep them? And what's the secret sauce? I mean, that's the thing. It's a tough go out there for long-haul truckers. It really is.
In your circles, do you hear about maybe moving to a salary base for drivers as opposed to bum mile?
Yes, there are companies that are experimenting right now with guarantee pay. There are companies that are experimenting with hourly pay as opposed to mileage for long haul. I won't mention their names because some of them are our customers, and I don't think that's right to do. But it's being experimented with, and successfully. I can tell you there's one particular company, and I won't say their name, but they're guaranteeing X number of dollars a year. So it's almost like a salary. They're saying, hey, you know what? We're going to pay you, and I'm using this as a number. I'm not saying it is a number, but we're guaranteeing you $60,000 a year.
That's good, but I think it'd be even better if they could guarantee X number of dollars a month, because the spouse at home wants to know, what are you going to bring home this month? Because we got bills to pay.
That's a philosophy, Stan. The philosophy is we're guaranteeing you $60,000 a year, and that's going to be broken down into 52 payments of.
Yeah.
And then anything you do above and beyond, you're going to be compensated for it accordingly. So those things are happening, and I think there's a real paradigm shift, Stan, with carriers paying for tuition. All the schools are seeing this. Carriers and companies are saying, hey, we're gonna hire the right person. We're going to interview the people. We're going to make sure they're going to be a good culture fit. They're going to fit with what we're looking for in an entry-level driver, and we're writing the check, and they're paying for the tuition.
We talked to a young lady now. Her name just slips away from me, who is involved in doing that.
You're thinking of Leanne Quayle, probably.
Yes.
Yeah. Leanne talked about that at our TTSAO conference.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. It's a good plan, but people want it. I think that's part of the key to retention is knowing what the heck you're going to be bringing home.
Absolutely, and let's face it. We just got to make sure that these people are compensated properly, and it's important that we listen to them, and I think there can be a lot of time invested in the retention side of trucking companies, and not all trucking companies are the same, right?
Oh no,
right?
No.
They're all different. They move different products. They have different equipment. Their culture is different, but there's plenty of opportunities. There's lots of driving jobs out there for sure.
All right, if we want to fill a few more chairs, the place to go, I see here, it's transrep.ca/symposium. So you can sign up there, right?
Yeah, there's a banner there, and there's a ton of information. One thing we're really excited about, Stan, we come up with an association rate. So, the good folks over at PMTC and WTFC, folks at Truckload Carrier Association, they've come on as association sponsors, Women in Trucking. There's some others, and their members are getting a $50 discount off of the registration. So that's gone really well for us as well. And it's good to see them giving some value back to their membership.
But wait a minute. Those guys at the PMTC, Mike Millian and that bunch, they're stealing your drivers.
Well, they're not stealing my drivers, I'll tell you that. We have a ton of private carriers that are customers, and they, let's face it, they're in trucking by default. A lot of them, they're moving their own product and service.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention Kelly Henderson and her group out there in the Atlantic provinces. She's on board with association sponsorship as well. So I don't mean to miss anybody, Stan. But I think that's why we're getting the interest from the East Coast, and TCA's promoting it in the U.S., and we're seeing some U.S. interest and registration. So, the other thing I want to mention, Stan, and this is really important, the National Recruiter of the Year is going to be presented. We've come up with an award for the Recruiter of the Year. It's sponsored by L3, which is the largest simulation company in the world. We're going to have a Recruiter of the Year, so nomination forms are out there. If you want to go to the Transrep site, those forms are there as well.
Excellent. And by the way, I just wanted to mention, I think it's a great thing that Quebec is involved, because it seems like we skip over them on the way to the Maritimes.
Hey, there's a lot of great trucking companies, both trucking companies and training centers in Quebec, and they're certainly part of the equation and part of the solution.
Absolutely. Big companies in Quebec.
Yep. For sure.
Kim, good to talk to you again, and take care, and we'll see you at Expo Camp.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing Montreal, Stan, you and Marta, and it's really good to talk to you, Stan, and I hope you're doing well, and we'll get caught up again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.